What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griddy podcast. Today we have another episode for you guys, and we have the running backs of the offseason who are potentially on the move as free agents. And so on the screen, we have Leonard Fournette, Aaron Jones, and Kenyan Drake. So, AJ, take it away.
So, Leonard Fournette, we're going to start with him. He looks so good at this playoffs that I cannot see him leaving Tampa Bay. I think they have to give him a chance again. Probably not a long term, maybe like a 2-year, 3-year. Actually, not even a 3-year, maybe a 1 or 2 year, just to see what he has left. Because he does have the injury concern, but yeah, he fits well there. Aaron Jones, he wants his money. He's going to get paid by the Dolphins. Nowhere else will he get this kind of money. Green Bay definitely can't give him that money, as they probably have to re-sign A.J. Dillon soon anyways, because I think he did show that he can be the really good running back. And then Kenyan Drake, I think he's going to have an interesting market because he did have a down season, but I think the Steelers, knowing that they're going to lose James Conner to the Seahawks, as I also have, I think it makes sense for them to get Kenyan Drake, see what he can do. And then Marlon Mack, I think he's one of those guys who's really a dark horse in this group because he had the injury early in the season, and then Jonathan Taylor took his job. It's so interesting. And then, yeah, so I think he does need to find a new home. And I think the Cardinals, knowing that Kenyan Drake is going to the Steelers, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think Marlon Mack's time in Indy has come to an end. I think that Jonathan Taylor, you should ride him till however long you can. And then Aaron Jones, you think there's other landing spots? I think there were a couple other landing spots where he could get
I do think there are spots, but I think if he really wants money, if he really wants the chance to be the guy, which the Packers really haven't given him, because Jamal Williams is getting about 30%, and then A.J. Dillon is getting about maybe 10%. So he's not getting all the snaps he wants. So the Dolphins will give him the money he wants as a top 5 running back and the snaps. So it's the perfect fit.
Yeah, and AJ Dillon obviously is still on his rookie contract, so I think that the Packers are in good shape.
They have flexibility.
The running back position.
Yeah, and then you're going to see Jamal Williams is also a free agent, so we'll explain what happens to him soon. Or do you want to just move on to that?
Oh, yeah. Another thing is Packers are expected to not re-sign Corey Linsley, so they might have cap to re-sign Aaron Jones.
I think that is the case, but I think Aaron Jones does want to go elsewhere. I think my thing with the Packers is they're definitely a good team, but, they are close to having a collapse. I think with the Aaron Rodgers situation and Jordan Love also, you kind of know that there is something brewing there, and eventually there's going to have to be decisions made that could be tough.
So, yeah, and then another thing about playoff Lenny, you think if some team, if they offer him, a bigger contract, more money, you think he'll leave the Bucs and kind of, I guess, tarnish that Super Bowl chance again for repeating?
I think he actually will get contracts, but I think ultimately in the end they're not going to be good enough to sway him from another championship. I mean, he is a Super Bowl running back at this point. He's won a Super Bowl as a starter. So I think he does need to stay where he is, unless it's significant, unless a desperate team like the Steelers, who probably won't have a good running back, could give him a pretty big deal. Then he might consider, but I think if it's not significantly better, he does have to return to Tampa Bay.
All right, let's move on.
So Carson, Christian McCaffrey, Philip Lindsay. Chris Carson on the Jets makes a lot of sense. He's going to get his money. He's going to get a new situation, kind of be the guy. Same thing as Aaron Jones. He kind of wants to be the guy. Carlos Hyde right now in Seattle was looking a little better than Chris Carson down the stretch. So Chris Carson to the Jets, they have cap. Then Christian McCaffrey, it's unfortunate, but, Deshaun Watson to the Panthers, this is going to have to happen too. Christian McCaffrey going to the Texans, he probably won't like it, but, with his injuries and stuff, I can't rule out the possibility of him. Actually, I can almost with certainty say he is in the trade package for Deshaun. Then Philip Lindsay, this guy's been up and down. He had great 2 seasons to start, and now he's just sitting there, so I think he's going to have his chance as well to come back to Denver, show he's the guy kind of, and just do what he does best, which is take that ball and run because this guy is probably one of the more electric backs in the league. So it's going to be interesting. And then Todd Gurley to the Bills. He's going to get his 1-year deal like he did with the Falcons. So just a 1-year deal with the Bills to see what he has left. And then Jamal Williams returning to the Packers as their running back 1 now or even their running back 2 behind A.J. Dillon. So it's going to be interesting there also in Green Bay.
Yeah, and another thing about Christian McCaffrey is obviously not to the same extent, but Mike Davis also had a similar production to.
And he's a free agent too, so that will also be interesting.
Yeah, and then obviously the Broncos have Melvin Gordon, who they could potentially ride till however long they want to. And so I think that, the Broncos could bring in running back through the draft instead of signing Philip Lindsay.
So Philip Lindsay is going to be a tender, which is a 1-year, probably $3 or $4 million deal. And then I would say second-round tender. So if a team does want to get him, they do owe us their second-round pick. So Philip Lindsay will only be a tender. He wouldn't be a long-term extension.
And then for Jamal Williams, I think that, a similar question that I asked about playoff Lenny was if he gets enough money to be
he won't.
running back 1.
He's not at the tier right now where he will get running back 1 money like Leonard Fournette. He didn't play enough snaps to warrant it. So Jamal Williams will get a good deal with the Packers, but not like, I don't know, north of 7-8 mil. Maybe like a 4-year, $6 mil deal. But he won't get a huge 4-year, $6 mil over 4 years, so 24 mil. But yeah, he won't get a huge contract.
And then with Christian McCaffrey, do you think either Duke Johnson or David Johnson will lead the Texans in a trade?
I actually think that, maybe one could be thrown in the trade. Like Duke Johnson, preferably Duke Johnson, or preferably David Johnson, the one with the cap hit. So I think it'll be interesting. I think the only way the Deshaun Watson trade will go right now, considering how stubborn the Texans are, is with Christian McCaffrey in it.
Yeah, they're like not responding to calls. They're leaving trade packages and voicemails. It's like not.
And I do think Deshaun Watson ends up being traded. I don't know if any other team can put together a package like the Panthers have. So that's going to do it for our running backs. And we're going to have wide receivers coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that. And be on the lookout for the Deshaun Watson trade. And I can assure you that if the Panthers do it with him, it has to include Christian McCaffrey. So it'll be interesting to see.